A man placed a coin in the center of a handkerchief, covered it with a cup, and quickly pulled the handkerchief away. The question is the coin still under the cup? Observant viewers would easily notice that the coin had fallen to the floor along with the handkerchief. However, this question had set a trap. The area under the cup doesn't just refer to the covered area on the table. Nanxiang picked up the coin from the floor and looked at Oda with satisfaction. But Nanxiang noticed that Oda's face had a hint of composure. Could there be any traps that hadn't been discovered? He became suspicious and decided to check the drawer of the table. Unexpectedly, Oda suddenly became nervous. If the drawer was considered an area under the cup, then Oda had obviously hidden a coin in the drawer beforehand, which explained his composure. Nanxiang confidently answered, "There is a coin." However, the demon's judgment stunned him. It turned out that there was nothing in the drawer at all, and Oda had won the first round of the game. As the initiator of the game, Nanxiang activated the demon's power in the second round. This power could instantly drop the surrounding temperature to freezing point, as if they were in Antarctica, making it difficult for Oda to stay calm. Nanxiang put on his coat and asked with a sneer. He asked, "Within a 1-kilometer radius of this room, are there more than 2 convenience stores?" Oda quickly started to recall.
まず隣に1軒、あと正確に覚えているだけでも6軒ある。普通に考えれば正解はトゥルー。
Confirming that there were at least 7 convenience stores, he answered without hesitation, "Yes." However, the demon's judgment was once again beyond his expectations. Oda couldn't believe that his memory was wrong, but the demon always remained impartial and never explained the reason. Nanxiang won this round. Next, it was Oda's turn to ask a question. He used his old trick again and asked, "Is there a bomb under the handkerchief?" Nanxiang couldn't help but laugh and teased Oda. "Did your brain freeze?" Nevertheless, just in case, Nanxiang still searched the drawer, fearing that there might be something related to a bomb. After confirming there was nothing, he confidently answered, "No." Oda breathed a sigh of relief. He clearly remembered that there was an unexploded bomb buried under his house. However, the demon's ruling was beyond his expectations. Oda found it hard to accept this result, but the demon assured him again that there was definitely no bomb under the handkerchief at that moment. Nanxiang won this crucial round. If Nanxiang won one more round, Oda would lose his life. Next, it was Nanxiang's turn to ask a question, but it was still a similar one, within a 1-kilometer radius. Is the active population over 10,000? Oda hesitated for a moment. He knew that there must be a trap behind this question that he hadn't noticed. At this moment, his eyes were drawn to the computer screen. The computer was plugged in, but the screen showed battery power. He seemed to realize the problem. Immediately took some paper and lit it on fire to relieve the cold and verify his guess. Suddenly, the fire alarm went off, but no water sprayed from the sprinkler head. Oda finally figured it out. The changing the game environment mentioned at the beginning was completely made up by Nanxiang, and what he could really change was the location of the game. The demon had moved the entire room to an extremely cold place, which explained why the water and electricity were cut off here. This was also the key to why he had been answering questions incorrectly. So the answer to Nanxiang's question was naturally no. Oda successfully won back a round. The battle song sounded, and both sides entered the final round.